Have you ever reached the end of a busy day and wondered, what did I actually get done? It feels like you were running around non-stop, but your to-do list didn't get any shorter. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Time slips away fast when we're juggling work, family, errands, and about 100 tiny distractions. But here's the good news. Managing your time better isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter with the time you already have. And today, I'm going to share simple, proven tips you can start using right away to take control of your day and stop feeling overwhelmed. Because when you manage your time well, you don't just get more done. You lower your stress, protect your energy, and make space for the things that really matter. It's not about packing every hour with tasks. It's about making sure your time works for you, not the other way around. Let's dive in with one of the most powerful ways to get your time back. Start each day with a plan. I know you've probably heard that before, but this isn't about making a massive to-do list. It's about setting your top 3 priorities for the day. Just 3. Think of them as your non-negotiables. The things that, if you finish them, you'll feel good about your day. Maybe it's finishing a report, making that important phone call, or getting to the gym. You write them down and you tackle them first. When you focus on your top priorities, you stop getting caught up in the little stuff that steals your time. A friend of mine started doing this after feeling like her workdays were always chaotic. Every morning, she'd write her top 3 on a sticky note. Within a week, she noticed she wasn't staying late at the office as much, because she was finally knocking out the things that moved the needle. Simple, but seriously powerful. Now here's a game changer: time blocking. This is where you schedule blocks of time on your calendar for specific tasks or types of work. Instead of a long, scattered list of things you hope to get done, you actually assign them a spot in your day. It's like making appointments with yourself. Let's say you need 2 hours to work on a project. You block it from 10 to noon, and that time is protected. No emails, no quick texts, no random browsing, just that task. Then you block time for meetings, emails, even breaks. You create a structure for your day instead of reacting to whatever pops up. I tried this when I was drowning in back-to-back tasks and feeling completely burned out. Once I started blocking time, even 30-minute chunks, I stopped feeling like I was constantly behind. It gave me a sense of control I hadn't felt in a long time. Of course, this works even better when you batch similar tasks together. Task batching is when you group similar activities and handle them all at once. Instead of checking emails randomly all day, you check them at set times. Instead of replying to messages whenever they come in, you set aside a chunk of time for communication. It's kind of like doing laundry. You wouldn't wash one sock at a time, right? You wait until you've got a full load. The same idea works for your tasks. Every time you switch between different types of work, your brain wastes energy adjusting. But when you batch them, you stay focused and move faster. A friend of mine who runs a small business started batching her content creation. Instead of scrambling for social media posts every morning, she now sets aside 2 hours every Monday to write and schedule everything for the week. She saves time, lowers her stress, and stays way more consistent. Now, let's talk about distractions, because they are everywhere, especially if you work on a phone or a computer. And the truth is, most distractions aren't emergencies. They just feel urgent. So one of the best time management moves you can make is to control your environment before it controls you. That means silencing notifications when you're focused, closing unused tabs, putting your phone in another room if you can. You might even use a focus app that blocks distracting sites while you work. I started using one of these apps when I realized I was checking the news way too often during work hours. I'd tell myself, just a quick glance, and 20 minutes later I was still scrolling. Now, I set a timer, block distractions, and boom. My work gets done faster, and I still have time to catch up on headlines later. Another trick that saves a ton of time is learning to say no, kindly but firmly. We all want to be helpful. But when you say yes to every request, every meeting, every favor, you're saying no to your own priorities. It doesn't mean being rude or shutting people down. It just means being honest about your limits. If someone asks you to take on something extra and you know it'll derail your day, try saying, "I'd love to help, but I'm at capacity right now." Or, "I can't take this on today, but let's find another time." I know people who've reclaimed hours each week just by practicing this. It's a skill, and the more you use it, the easier it gets. Let's keep going with one of my favorite tips. Set time limits on your tasks. Ever notice how a task seems to expand to fill the time you give it? That's called Parkinson's Law. If you give yourself all day to write an email, it'll probably take all day. But if you give yourself 20 minutes, you'll find a way to finish it in 20. So instead of leaving tasks open-ended, try setting a timer. Tell yourself, I'm giving myself 30 minutes for this report, and stick to it. It keeps you focused and stops you from overthinking or getting lost in the details. I once had a project that I'd been dragging out for weeks. I finally sat down, set a 2-hour timer, and told myself it had to be done when the timer went off. And guess what? It got done, and it wasn't half as hard as I'd built it up to be in my head. All right, last one for today. Build in buffer time. Life happens. Tasks take longer. Meetings run over. If you pack your schedule from morning till night with no breathing room, even one delay can throw off your whole day. So plan for it. Leave a little space between meetings. Give yourself an extra 15 minutes after a big task before jumping into the next. And don't forget to schedule breaks, real ones. Step away from your desk. Stretch. Breathe. It's not wasted time. It's recharging time. One of my clients started adding a 10-minute buffer after every meeting. At first, she thought it would slow her down, but it actually gave her time to process, take notes, and reset before the next thing. And by the end of the day, she felt less rushed and way less exhausted. So let's do a quick recap. Start your day with your top 3 priorities. Block your time and batch similar tasks. Control your environment and cut down distractions. Practice saying no when you need to. Set time limits on your tasks to stay sharp. And always build in buffer time for the unexpected. Time management isn't about squeezing more into your day. It's about making space for what really matters. And when you do that, you don't just get more done. You show up better in every part of your life. So here's your challenge for this week. Pick one of these tips, just one, and put it into practice. See how it feels. Notice what changes. And if you want, drop a comment and let me know how it goes. Next week, we're talking about how to stop procrastinating, even when you don't feel motivated. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Until then, keep leveling up.